Hello folks, Jason Chrisman, Grazing Acres Farm. Today I want to discuss our breeding program, what I've learned to this point since we've started the cow-calf operation, kind of share my notes, and maybe even have a couple of questions for you more experienced folks. When this big guy arrived, it was my first experience around a bull. He made me a little nervous, I ain't gonna lie. They let him out of the trailer and they sent me walking ahead of him to walk him to the ladies, and the closer he got, the quicker he started walking, and the harder my heart started to beat. I'm not gonna lie. And it didn't help any that the people following him had real long sticks, and they didn't tell me I needed a stick. They just said get out in front of him and walk. But it worked. When he got to the pasture where the ladies were, he had no interest in me. He shot right by me and went and joined the herd and started sniffing around and doing all that good stuff that bulls do. You know, you may hear me refer to him as our bull, but I have actually no ownership over him. He belongs to the guy I manage for. I just simply call him our bull because when he's here, he's my responsibility. Same with a lot of these. You might hear me say our cattle or my cattle. Not all of them are mine. Only 11 of them are. But once he was dropped off, you know, I was given a few instructions. The first one was, always know where the bull is when you walk into the herd. The second one was, do not pet the bull. The third one was, always know where the bull is when you enter the pasture. The fourth one was, do not pet the bull. And the fifth one, the most important of all, do not pet the bull. So I followed them instructions very well up to this point. I have gotten a lot more comfortable around him. Does that mean I've dropped my guard? No. I'll get a couple feet from him. I have no problem with that. But I still keep a close eye on him and always have an escape route planned, just in case I need it. So on top of these instructions, I was also told on a daily basis to kind of keep an eye on, is he trying to breed anybody? If so, make a note. That way we know about when to figure they should calve. So from there, you know, I've taken the liberty of kind of observing the bull day to day. And as you can see, today he's just going to eat. Or as of right this minute anyway. You don't have any ladies he's hanging around or following. And that was kind of how it came to me. You know, the first day I came up and seen him following a lady around, I thought this must be it. And he hung right by her side the whole time I was here. I left, came back, he's still hanging beside her. I thought, yep, this is what I'm looking for. So I made a note, and I wrote down her number and her tag number, and I wrote down the date. And I continued to do that clear up till this point. And I'm going to show you that piece of paper here in a second, or my notes. And you're going to notice that some of them he was with. 21 days had passed, and there was another heat cycle, and he was back with some of them. Some of them he's only had to breed once. I don't know if that means one's more fertile than the other. The way I understand this is that the cow or the heifer is kind of able to judge when she's ready to be bred and to take on another calf. Okay, so what we're looking at is the notes I've been taking of breeding dates. The bull arrived on August 1st, and if you look over here on August 2nd, he was with number 176. Now just a little note, any of these here that are circled belong to me personally. So if we go down this list and we look for 176, we're going to notice that the bull was only with her the one time, so therefore I feel that she was bred on that date of 8/2. So from there I could go ahead and do calculations, and I plan to start another column here about when each one of these should calve. Now let's go on down the list to red, which is that girl right over there. the distant one beside the tree. Not the one here looking at me. That's the one I left and she calved and I had to go back and get her. But that one over there by the tree is mine. And if we look here, the bull was with her on 8/6. We go down through here again. He was with her on 9/13. And again on 10/20. So now you got to start looking at these dates. Let's go back to 8/6 and 9/13. So see, that's pretty close to 21 days without doing any math here. We go from 9/13 down to 10/20. That's about another 21 days. And from that point, I have not seen him around her. So I have to question, is she not very fertile? Or is she just saying that her body is not ready to take on another calf yet? Give me a little bit more time. And maybe by this 10/20, she was ready. Because, you know, it's 11/26 today. 21 days have passed. And I do not have another note of the one I call Red being with the bull. So I'm going to have to assume that on 10/20 she was bred. I got a couple of them in here that's that way. The Amish Hereford. And we labeled the Amish Hereford because she was purchased from an Amish. And the owner's not sure really of her age. So trying to keep a close eye on her. She calved in, I believe, August, the end of August. I'd have to look at my other notes to confirm that. So if we look at the Amish Hereford, we've got a 9/26, we've got a 10/17, that's probably 21 days between them, and then we've got it again over here on 11/9. So, you know, it's 11/26 now. If she was not bred, before long here, the bull ought to be showing some interest in her again, and maybe give me a new date. Now, if the bull doesn't show any more interest in her, then that will be the last date that I have for her, and from there I should be able to calculate when we have a calf. So this is all trial and error to me. From what I'm seeing here, just looking at the notes, it seems pretty simple. Basically, you roll out the last date, you create a new date, and you watch for any more activity. But I also understand, having this many head with one bull, in most cases, there's usually a cleanup bull brought in. So since this is my first experience with this, I don't really know how long typically the first bull is left with the herd. What's that window? How long of a period is that? And then when you remove him and you bring in the cleanup bull, how long is he left with the herd? Is that a short period? Our plan is to leave the bull here for winter, and that should allow enough time for him to take care of everybody in here. That's how things have been going so far. You know, it's a learning experience for me. I feel to this point I've learned a good deal of things, but I know I still have a ton to learn. Any insight that you could share on this bull situation and a cleanup bull would be greatly appreciated. I don't have an exact head count. I need to work on that maybe this afternoon and see exactly where we are. But we're somewhere between 65 and 73 head and one bull. So with him staying through the winter, is that enough time for him to breed everybody? Is that too much pressure for one bull? I don't know. I'm hoping not. I really like the guy. He's got great genetics, calving ease, everything we're looking for. So thanks for watching. If you like the video, throw me a thumbs up. That'll help boost it in the YouTube search ranks and make it easier for other grazers to find. If you haven't subscribed, please do so, and make sure you click on the little bell so that you get notified when I release new videos. Thanks for watching, folks.